Hey guys, DibtheAwesome here, and welcome to my first monster analysis video for Lord Mammoth. Just in general, my first Monster Legends analysis video. So the reason why I'm starting off with Lord Mammoth is, fun fact, Lord Mammoth is actually my first legendary. It was the very first legendary I earned, and it's a really, in my opinion, it's actually one of my favorites, actually. Uh, just I mean, it's a cool design. Look at his design. Okay, honestly, look at his design. He's like his mini form to his like teenage form, and then to his like adult form. The adult form looks really cool. I liked him a lot. I actually called my Mammoth Swine Manny from Ice Age because yeah, I loved that. I loved that movie, and that was the first thing that came to mind when I was trying to think of a name for him. Manny. Manny's good. I like my Mammoth. He's only level 50. At some point in time, I'll get him to 100 after I've leveled up all my other monsters, maybe. It's going to take a long time for me to get that guy to 100 because I just have so much other stuff to get to 100 that I need to get to 100 for better uh, PvP material and stuff like that. But this guy's also good for PvP. And I'll get to that in the video. Okay, so to start off, we'll get into his stats. His power is 3,465, which is in the middle for attacker. Well, I don't know if it's in for the middle, but it's high. It's not as high as like Osteoclast or like Super Dan. That they're not. It's not as high as that, but it's an okay power. It's enough to meet its needs. In fact, the power is just great. Especially when you have it like with a status buff, which is you should have this guy with like a damage booster, and you'll see why later. His health is 31,000 K and 667 hit points. Uh, that's a really good life. That's actually probably one of the higher lives of water monsters in the game at the moment. It's really good. Especially with his skill set, with his skill sets, it just complements it perfectly. So I honestly, when I recommend runes, it's going to be really good. His speed is 3,000 and 91. It's not great. It's slow. It's one. I think it's one of the slower water monsters, but that's okay because he actually has immune to freezing, so he doesn't really have a problem with other. He can actually go toe to toe with other water monsters, and I'll kind of explain that too later. So yeah, and his stamina's all the stamina is always 140. He's a legendary water monster, and every legendary needs a legendary habitat. His weakness is thunder. That's not the best thing to be weak to because everybody uses Voltic. I've rarely do I ever see someone not use Voltic in the PvP, which is annoying as hell. Uh, and yeah, to get with his things. For this video, actually, I usually will skip skill groups one, but I will actually recommend a skill for group one for the skill set. The depending on if you want to do full damage or the like in my opinion the most versatile, the most versatile set for situations. So his ultimate is I Declare War. I'll never talk about these two because no one's ever going to use these two moves right here. Unless maybe like your Timerion. I don't think I've ever seen anyone really use any of the things from Timerion. But I don't know, the haste and the slow thing was interesting. I Declare War. This is honestly one of my favorite ults. I love ults like this because not with like the damage. It has nothing to do with damage with the animation. It's just funny as shit. He sits on a throne, like an ice throne, and just summons a bunch of like teenage mammoths to beat the shit out of like everyone. Is just great. I personally like those kind of animations. Where like everyone the guy just summons a bunch of like little me's and just beats the shit out of people. It's funny. All right, so start off for the versatile stat. The only move you need out of all these two or three is You Are No Rival. I know. Okay, I know it's shady damage. I know it's like 35 damage and 0 turn cooldown and 21 stamina. That's I know it's not what most you would normally like. Hey, that's shitty damage, but it's all right damage. It's with his power. It's all right damage and it's spammable, and he needs that spammable. Yeah, honestly, mine doesn't have it, and I might actually just get another one. Like if I hope like they bring them in a map in the future, so I can have another one to have like the versatile set because right now I'm just gonna have my Manny be the power set. Uh, and at that point, it really doesn't matter that he's power set because I have boosters, and that's important in the video later. You are no rival. Get this move if you're going to do the versatile build that I'm going to explain later in the video. And to skill groups too. Okay, Surrender Fool. I actually love this move. I don't have him on my. I don't know if I'll have it on my attacking set, but I'll totally put. This is one of the moves that you put on the versatile set. Deals heavy damage, and it gains a 30% life shield. That's great. I like this skill because it gives you a shield, and if you put like a life room on it, it's really good. And it's special. Take note in that it's special. So it's genuinely good in any situation. So if you're fighting a water monster, use this, you get a 30% shield, and yeah, it's great. It's basically protects you from like stuns. It protects you from stuns or anything like that. So I find that really useful. Basically, it's to prevent them from damaging you within the time you are stunned if you get stunned. You are nothing. Deals moderate water damage to all enemies, may daze all targets. This skill is actually really good. It's a weaker version of Will Razorface's AOE because it has a increased turn. I mean, like it's a 3-turn cooldown and Will's is only 2. So it's not as good as Will's, but it's a great skill if you're running. I think it's either the tank. I would say the tank build. Tank build would like this skill. It'd be an alright skill to have if in one of the options. It's a really good. Honestly, dazing's annoying. It's not the most broken status effect, but it's really annoying if you're dazed, poisoned, and bleeding. It's it sucks actually if you're dazed, poisoned, and bleeding. And I actually have a monster that does poison and bleeding. I'm gonna level that one up and pair it with my my real Razorface. It's just gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be really stupid. It's just gonna tank a shit, and it's gonna be great. I will freeze you first. This is a moderate damage skill. I actually have this on my attacking one. This is a great skill to have for attacking Mammoth, which is great. It's not as like broken as other stuff because it's a 2-turn single freeze move. And okay, before I go any further, this guy isn't a deny monster. Do not plan on making this guy a deny monster because he's not a deny monster. He has no, besides like the AoE days, he does no AoE freeze. People think, oh, this guy's not a deny monster. This guy has no AoE freeze. This guy no, he's not a fucking deny monster. He's not meant to deny. I mean, like, he's meant to restrain or kill a single enemy at a time, or multiple people if you have, like, the AoE set. I don't know why I restarted that, but it doesn't matter. No, this guy's not a deny monster. He's not meant to deny. If you ever use, like, a water monster to deny shit, get Kalish. Kalish is, like, she prevents deniers. She denies the deniers. She has the AoE prevention of freeze, stun, and daze. She does that. That's honestly, I think that's actually the best deny monster for deny monster in the game besides Timerion. If you're not counting Timerion, simply because you can't be like chained, freezed, or stunned. I honestly like that skill, but again, this is not a Kalish video. This is a Mammoth video, so. Moving on. So yeah, this is the damage set. You put this on your damage set if you're learning damage. Learn how to die. This is a 4-2. Okay, this is probably one of the reasons why people don't like Mammoth because of these next few skills. Just simply because of the cooldown. This is a single target 55 damage move, and it's a 4-turn cooldown. It's basically a higher damage than this, but honestly, it does an instant. It's more so instant burst than it does. Like, you'll get more hits of this than you will ever of Learn How to Die. In fact, if a match lasts as long as Learn How to Die, you know you fucked up at that point because matches shouldn't last that long. Yeah, I mean, cool. In my opinion, so as long as the match doesn't last forever, cooldowns mean nothing. Or in case you're fighting Timerion, then cooldowns mean everything because if you can't do anything, you're fucked at that point. Or you just lose. So yeah, this is a damage skill. I'm kind of in the middle of recommending the skill just because of the 4-turn cooldown. simply because there's this. It's less damage output, I think. I mean, like, if you can't kill it in one shot, it's not worth running. Uh, this move, okay, this move's important. This move is by far okay. This is why I think Mammoth is actually better than Varuna. The discussion's always been, oh, who's better, Varuna or Mammoth? In my opinion, it's gonna be this. Mammoth is better. Mammoth is so much better than Varuna, and this is probably one of the reasons why he has an AOE 45 damage move. It's special. It hits everybody. It's 45 damage. It's no different than Osteo class's AOE, which is it's 45 damage when it's Earth, or any other monster that has 45 AOE. Honestly, this is the best. This is the best kind of AOE because it literally does normal damage to everything, and with a buffer, this is a one-shot kill. This is because nothing's resistant to it. Nothing takes super effective damage. This will always kill if you have a buffer. If you have a buffer, this will kill. It doesn't even matter how many turns this kills. This will hurt you if you have a buffer, and you run 2 strengths and a speed, because you'll only ever need 1 turn at that point. And especially if if you have it paired up with Reptie, that's also great. In fact, that's actually what I recommend because honestly, everything in all the deny monsters is always going to be a freezing monster. If you think about it, if you have an attacker that's immune to freezing, or a buffer and an attacker immune to freezing, then you're solid because everybody only ever uses freeze for restrain and stuff like that. And very rarely will you see someone run a stun deny set because you only can stun them once before they get a resistance to it. So it's more or less crap. I mean, crap to them because you resist freeze, so you can always move with your attacker. Unless it's like a Timerion, you're always gonna move, or like a Possession, you're always gonna move. Yeah, Possession, yeah. So this is good. I honestly like Mammoth just because he's immune to freezing too, so he can move whenever he moves. A Mammoth is not a slave. Okay, I love this move. This move is great. It's honestly the best self-recovering in the game. It gains 40% life, so if you have a life rune, that's a lot. If you have a shield, if you have a lot of life, your shield's going to be ridiculous. You got 40% shield, plus your 30% shield if you run the 30% shield too. Which is really great. It's super great. What else? Oh, and it gives you the damage boost. Okay, so the damage boost, this is actually good if you actually use it with the spammable move. So it's slightly stronger. It hits probably 45 damage. It probably functions like that at that point. So now we're going to get into the move sets. This is for the versatile build. I'm going to do the versatile build first because it's the build that, in my opinion, it surpasses Varuna's. The stuff that I see all the time. You want You Are No Rival. You want Surrender Fool. You want The Ice Is Coming, and you want A Mammoth Is Not a Slave. You realize that I didn't recommend any water type moves. There's a good reasons for that, because in Team Wars you're always gonna fight a water monster or something like that. It's the main deny. It's the meta. You always see a deny. If you're not seeing Timerion or anything like that, you're always gonna see Thetes or something that can chain, something that can keep things from attacking with freeze or stamina drain. Mammoth is your guy. Mammoth is, in my opinion, he's great. He's a great defender because he can't be frozen, so he's always gonna move. The only time you're not gonna be in a good situation is if they still have all their monsters. If they're still a Varuna and their legend, the Varuna can just stun you once, and then the other monster can attack you, which sucks. That's kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but yeah, it's just gonna. This guy's gonna tank it. I think he's still tankable. He's not gonna be able to tank that situation because you're stunned, so you're not gonna be able to get your shield up or anything like that. but they can't chain stun you. If they don't kill you within that time, you can recover all of that, uh, which is all right. And then you could live through more stuff. I think this guy's honestly, I think this is why I think Lord Mammoth is better than Varuna. Again, is he has sustainability. With Varuna, he doesn't. I see. Okay, so I see people like in the comments like, "Oh, Varuna is better because he's got a stun move." The stun move is a 4-turn cooldown move. Okay, it's not okay. That's not okay. And then it's like the he's also got like stamina regeneration. I don't see anyone ever running a 0-turn cooldown move on. Okay, honestly, like the stamina recovery thing, that's only ever great if you have a 0-turn cooldown move, because you can spam that. Spam that attack so you can always keep moving. I don't see any point in stamina regeneration if you can't keep moving. In fact, if you keep moving at that point, you've done something wrong, because the match should always end at that point. You should never have to spam moves over a vast period of time if you're attacking. If you're attacking, you need to end it fast. You need to get that fight done. You don't want the fight to last forever, because that's the point in defending. If a defender can keep it lasting before, like if they can surpass your offensive strikes, then you've done something wrong at that point. Or because I've done that. I've actually attacked enemy where I've used up all my moves, or I've used up everything, but the team was too tanky. Like my fight with Thedes, the fucking Elcleese, and the Brontes. I mean, I couldn't burst them down, or I lost all my stamina. They had more turns. The longer the fight went on, the more I couldn't do stuff. So yeah, sustainability can win a defensive fight. And with Lord Mammoth, he actually runs a 0. If you build him with Team Wars, like the special set, you will always keep moving. And he has here's another thing. Lord Mammoth, again, has immunity to freeze. Varuna has an immunity to stun. It's an alright trade. It's really great for stunners. It's not great for freezers, yeah. And every water monster in the game is a freezer. What water monster doesn't have full speed runes and a freeze move? Oh my god, you will always see that. You will always see that. If it's either Thedes with the stamina drain and the freeze move, or yeah, you always see someone with you always see a drainer with freeze, and that's the problem. It's not. That's why Varuna's, in my opinion, that's why Varuna's not as great as Lord Mammoth. His base stats are actually kind of lower. Well, I said with his speed, he's obviously faster than Mammoth, but Lord Mammoth can sustain stuff. He can be immune to besides the stuff. If it was a 1v1 fight, Lord Mammoth wins. There's no doubt about that, because honestly, the enemy Varuna won't ever run like any turn cooldown things, or because after he uses his stun, if he honestly lives through, and he'll honestly Mammoth will live through it. Mammoth will live through the stun and whatever damage move the AI throws next at him. Honestly, he's gonna have a life rune. He's not gonna be able to burst him down. He has no damage boosting. Mammoth has damage boosting. Mammoth can do normal damage to this man. Lord Mammoth can actually whoop that guy's ass. Honestly, he whoops Varuna's ass so badly. So as long as the Varuna isn't like higher level, like he's got like the monster cell upgrades done, like he's like 105. 105 Varuna actually has really high basic stat, like the normal meta stats. And maybe he'd win at that point, but maybe not. Simply because he has a sustaining move, but you can even at that point, Mammoth can still attack. And it doesn't even matter that he's had stamina leak. I mean, like most Varunas are on the stamina leak move. It doesn't matter because he's got the 30% shield too. He's got a 30% shield move. He has a 40% shield move and a life recovery. I don't ever see Mammoth dying to Varuna in a 1v1 fight. So now we're going to move on. So yeah, that's the versatile set. The versatile set can pretty much work in any situation. I recommend running a strength, life, and a speed, uh, or maybe two speeds and a strength, just so you don't get outrun. But well, no, strength, life, and a speed for versatile. For power, you want honestly, you don't want to like give your enemies a chance to do anything. I'd recommend if it's just a full damage hit, just go full damage. If you want this guy to be a full-on attacker, go Ice is coming. Yeah, you are nothing's alright too. I mean, like, then you can daze them. That's a pretty moderate damage move. You'll see attackers with 35 damage. Uh, I want to say learn how to. Yeah, okay, if it's a bursty set, yeah, go ahead and learn how to die. Uh, or I will freeze you first. Any of these two. Any of these two. Don't pick both. Don't pick both because that's just kind of a waste. Surrender your fool. So you got Ice is coming. You got you or nothing if you want to run that. Surrender your fool and I will freeze you first. Or you can learn how to die instead. You probably want either of the two. If you're concerned about not being able to move, run this move. If you know you're gonna burst him down with one hit, go ahead and learn how to die. Because again, if it's a full if it's honestly, if you can burst them down, it doesn't matter how long of the cooldown is. So as long as you can one shot them, as long as you can do damage. I didn't recommend any life sustain because honestly, in my opinion, if it's attacker, you don't want to run any life. You don't want to run anything but damage. Your attacker's there to do damage. Your status stuff is with the other two monsters. Like your deny monster, and I think the other monster is actually just the balance monster. In my opinion, I like the run a strength, life, and a speed for the other monster, unless it's like my damage booster. I mean, like right now I have it as Will Razorsmith if I'm not using my Reptie as like a neutral monster with like a strength, life, and a speed. And that's genuinely the thing. With the damage set, you want to run two strengths and a speed. And that is it for this video. If you liked it, please comment and let me know. This is my first video in the series, so I was very passionate in this video. Lord Mammoth was my first, so I wanted to take the time to explain and defend this man from like all the hate in the world. And that's really why I did this video. I love this monster. This monster is great. In my opinion, he's better than Varuna. My opinion will be, of course, rejected by people that think Varuna is better, and that's alright. Everyone has their likes. This is my like. I like Lord Mammoth more than Varuna. I will still have both. I'm gonna have both. I'm thinking about getting Varuna simply because I now have 80 cells sitting in my box. Some guy wants to trade cells. He has 20 cells, I believe, and I'll trade him 20 Kalish cells. I'm never gonna use Kalish cells. I mean, like, I'm never going to be able to use the Kalish cells I have now. So I'm thinking this guy has a lot of cells, so I'll give him my cells. Doesn't matter. I'll give him the Kalish cells, and he's actually going to give me the Varuna cells. He's giving me Osteoclast cells, which is really cool. Thanks a lot, man. Krabby, I think his name was. Krabby's really cool. And he's actually joining my team, too. I'm excited for that. I love new members, especially. Oh, dude, this guy's level 50. I'm excited too because this guy's level 50. I love new members that are decently leveled, that aren't like the 16 level or 12 level. Not that I don't like welcome them anyway. I always welcome people on board my team when I have to, when I recruit them, because honestly I do recruit them because sometimes people don't attack, so I have to remove them and then I have to replace them with new members and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I am DibtheAwesome. I will catch you later.